Magu Zian Sho. Divine marijuana brings immortality. Hey Tep, this is Proof B here. That stands for Professor Bates if you don't know. And I just wanted to make a quick video on some of the tools that we that call ourselves Magi use. Now on my Facebook page you probably see the Jedi. Jedi is a trainer of the Magi. I'll get into that some other time. But right now, the tools that we use. Of course, this is one of the main ones. What you might call a bong. We call the holy chalice. This one is a prototype that I'm using for the martial art that I developed from Tai Chi and boxing, which I call Tai Chi Bo. We'll get into that in a second. But yeah, this is just a prototype. This is the original chalice that was gifted to me by one of my students. And this is the chalice that I developed, the Tai Chi Bo. It started with the hands. It started how I hold it, different ways, and from there I went on to develop the martial art. So the other tools that we use, one of my main ones right now is a picture of me that I pasted on what I'm calling New Mu, the motherland in the West. And this is where the Stephen and Charles Memorial Hero Academy will be located. Yep, that's me in the pyramid. And those are actual mounds in the background at one view from the land. So this is where we be growing our cannabis and all that good stuff. And one of my main tools is the cane. The cane is not only, can help you walk, but it's a weapon which I just recently found out is a very good weapon, because playing around with one of my students, he ruptured my Achilles tendon. So I'm working on that now. Of course, I have my THC, CBD, and all that, to put on there. So, we call this school Per Netter Kemet, but right now we're in the Taoist school, which means we're dealing with the level of Geb, or the earth, which deals with the martial arts, the healing arts, and the financial stuff, or rather wealth building. But I also like to make these cards. You might have seen my other cards where I took the form and made cards out of the form. So these are the 8 mother forms that match up to the 8 trigrams of the I Ching. So there comes out to 64 movements. Now within those 64 movements, there are 12 that represent the Chinese zodiac. And each of the zodiac represents different energies at different times and different organs and such and such and such and like that. So for instance, we have the first sign is the rat, and the hexagram is Fu, rebirth. The time of day is 2300, 11 o'clock to 12 or 59, and it deals with the gallbladder. So what happens is, since that time you're dealing with that energy, each of the I Ching makes up like a wave. Each of the 12 makes up a wave of energy at that certain time that it's in specific organs. So the form that I developed that comes out to that particular hexagram will also channel that particular energy. So this form would be good for the gallbladder, but holding the form, not doing it like the Gong Fu. It's more, this is our yoga here. The next form is the ox. So you see this form that I'm making would represent delivering or deliver. So you have to learn and understand what the I Ching or what the hexagram means, etc., to really get into that. So each of the 60 or each of the 12 rather forms that I have a form for. So we do this as you do yoga, holding the form on each side and visualizing the energy going through the meridian, etc., while doing breathing exercises. And that constitutes what I call Yo-Gung or Yoga Gong Fu or yoga work, which is basically yoga means to reconnect. Just like religion, it means to reconnect with the source. So these forms reconnect you with the energy or the source of the energy of the 12 zodiac signs. So we'll also be doing these mudras and meditations to go with the yoga. So that's my yoga, and like I said, these are some of the tools. Come back here, yo. I can't run because my ankle is broke. So that was fun. So back to the tools I was saying. Most of my tools, you have double uses. It can be used for a weapon, like the flute. You can use it for a weapon, but it's also a good breath control, which breathing is one of the fundamentals of yoga, gung fu, meditation, magic, whatever. Of course, have to have the throw pick because this is the crown. Your crown is what sets, that's what sets you apart. Like here with Uset, her crown is a seat. So she is the seat of healing and spiritual development. You understand? So your crown tells you who the deity is. And these are some of the things I've just collected over here. Just let my crystals get some sunlight. And I carry those around. That's like my power thing. And these are my metal chopsticks. You understand? So you can use them for eating. Let's see if I could do this with one hand. Or you can use them for throwing. Okay. And of course we know what a knife is for, but it's also for food and stuff too. So you have specific tools in the Gong Fu, and we learn all that in I Ching Zhu Miao Dao Pai, or the way of I Ching, the way of the change, of the classic of change. Let's get it together, Bates. The way of the classic of change and infinite harmony school. Peace.